Badami, Pattadakal and Aihole are located in Bangalkar district in Karnataka. These places are a part of UNESCO designated World Heritage Site under the title Evolution of Temple Architecture in the Malaprava River Valley. These cave temples represent some of the earliest known examples of Hindu temples in the Deccan region. There are 4 caves in this complex, which are in the escarpment of the hill in soft Badami sandstone formation. In Cave 1, there are various sculptures of Hindu divinities and themes, but the most prominent carving is the Tandava dancing Shiva as Nataraj. The ceiling is adorned by a serpent motif and other carved figures. Cave 2 is mostly similar to Cave 1, featuring Hindu subjects, of which the relief of Vishnu as Trivikrama is the largest. The largest cave is Cave 3, featuring Vishnu relate, and it is also the most intricately carved cave in the complex. The first 3 caves feature sculptures of Hindu icons and legends focusing on Shiva and Vishnu, while the 4th cave features Jain icons and themes. Is dedicated to revered figures of Jainism. A small cave with images of Jain Tirthankaras, the sanctum holds a large sculpture of Lord Mahavira. The early rulers of the Chalukyan dynasty during the 5th and 6th century were Vaishnavites and then converted themselves to Shivites. Hence the temple in and around this compound are dedicated to Lord Shiva. Around 23 km away from Badami, there is another UNESCO World Heritage Site, Pattadakal, which is a complex of 7th and 8th century Hindu and Jain temples. UNESCO has described Pattadakal as a harmonious blend of architectural forms from northern and southern India. The Hindu temples are generally dedicated to Shiva, but also has elements of Vaishnavism and Shaktism theology. These temples display various Vedic and Puranic concepts and also stories of the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. Pattadakal was considered a holy place where the Malaprava river turned northwards towards the Himalayas and the Kailash mountain. As its name implies, it was used during the Chalukyan dynasty for coronation ceremonies. This place became a major cultural center for innovations in architecture and experimentation of ideas during the rule of the Chalukyan dynasty. This culture of learning encompassed Pattadakal in the 7th century, which became a nexus where ideas from northern and southern India fused. After the fall of the Chalukyan Empire, the region was annexed by the Rashtrakuta kingdom, who ruled the region till 10th century. In the 11th and 12th century, the region came under the control of the late Chalukyas, an offshoot of the early Chalukyan Empire. However, in the beginning of the 14th century, Pattadakal was subject to raids and plunder by the Delhi Sultanate armies that devastated the region. This period ended with the rise of the Vijayanagar Empire. It was responsible for the formation of forts for the protection of monuments as evidenced by inscriptions in the fort at Badami. Pattadakal was a part of the border region that witnessed wars between Vijayanagar and the sultans to its north following the collapse of Vijayanagar Empire in 1565. Pattadakal was annexed by the Sultanate of Bijapur, which was ruled by the Adil Shah dynasty. In the late 17th century, the Mughal Empire under Aurangzeb gained control of Pattadakal from the Sultanate. After the collapse of the Mughal Empire, Pattadakal came under the control of the Maratha Empire. It later changed hands yet again when Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan wrested control of it in 18th century but lost it to the British. The subsequent warfares has greatly reduced the quantity of surviving temples, and the temples of Pattadakal are among the earliest surviving examples of this early religious arts and ideas. Around 10 km away from Pattadakal, Aihole is located, which is a prehistoric site of ancient and medieval era Buddhist, Hindu and Jain monuments in Karnataka, built in the 16th century during the rule of the Chalukyas. Over 100 Aihole temples are Hindu, a few are Jain and one is Buddhist. The Hindu temples are dedicated to Shiva, Vishnu, Durga, Surya and other Hindu deities. The Jain temples are dedicated to Mahavira and other Jain Tirthankaras. The Buddhist monument is a temple and a small monastery. The rock-cut temple architectural experimentations in Badami, Pattadakal and Aihole became a cradle for the fusion of ideas of South and North India and yielded the group of monuments which are now visited by travelers all over the world.